Hey, you're not bad with money. You just don't have enough of it. Or do you? Let's figure out if the real issue is an income problem or a spending problem. Because the way you fix it depends on knowing the difference. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Simply Money Budgets, where we focus on faith, finances, and freedom. My name is Monica Janae, but I go by MJ. Here we are on a journey to obtain financial freedom by applying biblical principles and wise stewardship. If that interests you, please join our community by subscribing to my channel, and let's get into this video. All right, you guys, per usual, if you want to get straight to the money, I'm going to leave the timestamp right here. Otherwise, let's get into what we're discussing for this week. So let's go ahead and get into this new set, you guys. These are the new nails. So I've never done black before. Literally, I've never done black nails. And I am really loving them. I just wanted to put like a little touch, like just a little kiss of that's supposed to be like my mwah, like my little mwah of gold. And but I wanted to keep the black because it just looks so good. I even did my toes black. But these are the new nails. I don't care that it's February or January or I guess love season coming up, but I was just feeling them. So these are the new nails. And so you guys, we're going to go ahead and do a quick update about what's going on with me. As you guys know, I am, kind of in a grieving process. And so this won't be super long. Oh, I burnt myself too. I was cooking dinner and I burnt myself on the pan. I was doing pan fried chicken for the first time and I burnt myself. So y'all pray for me. But anyway, so, as far as the grieving process is going, we are actually doing a lot better this week. And I found something. I did find something that I feel like was very useful, and I want to go ahead and mention to you guys. And that was I found last week that when I would get the compulsion to go like check my stats or engage in proof seeking behaviors, such as checking my stats or looking for validation somewhere, right? When I would find that I would do that, what I actually decided to do was when I feel myself doing that, I know that I need to distract my brain because it's a behavior, it's a trained behavior. And when I say trained behavior, I mean in growing up, the way I sought validation was externally. So I've trained my brain to seek validation outside myself. And now I'm trying to retrain my brain to seek validation within myself. So, with that being said, when I witnessed or what's the word I'm looking for? Not witnessed. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. Observed. There we go. When I observed myself beginning to engage in some validation, some external validation or proof seeking behaviors, I decided that what I'm going to do is to distract my brain is I'm going to create. So I'm going to take that energy instead of looking outward for something to tell me that my existence matters inward or that my thoughts, my feelings, basically that I'm valuable, that I matter. That's really what validation is. It's just to simplify it. It just means I'm gonna put it right here on the screen. I matter. And I don't know about you, but I struggled with believing that I mattered for a long time. So anyway, so I decided I'm going to create. And so I spent like, I don't know, hours creating. And it doesn't matter what it was. I created a business plan. I created a coaching program. I drew a picture. I created some cute little things to go into my budgeting thing. Like I just created. And after I would create, I would literally sit back and I would look at it and I would be like, that's dope. And then if I didn't like it, I would be like, okay, I like it, but we don't like this part. So I'd go in and change that part. And it felt so good to spend that time with myself and to create those things. Will I ever use them? Probably not. Probably not. But that wasn't the point. The point was that I created something. And in creating things, the validation I was able to give myself was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I realized that that's just what inner me wants to do. Inner me isn't looking necessarily for her daddy that wasn't there to do it or other people to do it. What she really wanted was the person who's with her all the time, which is core me, which I've now got new language for that. I used to call it Big Monica, but now she's actually core. Why did we do quotations? I don't know. She's actually core Monica, is that she wants core Monica, because that's her longest standing relationship. She wants core Monica to start validating her or to continue validating her. And she really is just looking for my approval. And when I say she, I mean inner Monica and little Monica. And so she's looking for me, core Monica, to validate her. Y'all, when I realized that, I was like, oh, wow. Because if you don't know this, the longest relationship you will ever have in your life is with yourself. The most important relationship, besides your relationship with Jesus, that's the most important relationship ever, is your relationship with God the Father, Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit. So I want to preface it by saying that. But in this flesh, right, on earth, in this this flesh and blood that we walk around in, the most important relationship that you will ever have is with yourself. So when I realized that, I was like, oh, she just wants me to validate her. And when she's engaging in those behaviors, because, oh, I also watched this show up in my daughter, and I'll get into that in a second. So when I was like, oh, she just wants me to validate her. And the thing she loves to do, she loves to create. She just likes to make stuff for the sake of making it, not for a purpose or to serve someone or to do this or do that. Like, no, she just likes to make stuff because she likes to make it. And then she goes to me to look at it and say, do you like it? And then it's my job to validate it. Like, you know what? Yes, I do like it. That's dope. And she'll know if I don't like it, because I can't lie to her. She lives inside me. So it's like, if I don't like it, then it's like, okay, let's tweak that. And we'll just keep working on it. And then it's like, I like that. That's dope. You're dope. You're so creative. That's so freaking awesome. And then sometimes we'll even have other people look at it and be like, that's awesome. But it's really not about them. It's really more so about me being the one to look at it and say, that is freaking awesome. And so I started doing that. And when I say the proof seeking behaviors, which, as I've admitted, mine is checking my stats, my main one. There was a few of them, but my main one was checking my stats on YouTube, like how many people have viewed my videos, things like that. They went away, like literally, like just went away. And now when I check, it's literally just to go check the comments, because that's the reason why in this season of me getting up here, I really just want to cultivate the community. And so I do go up there and check the comments because I want to engage and make sure that I'm commenting back and I'm talking to you guys. And so, but that's what I do. I go check the comments. If I see that I got another subscriber, yay, wonderful, because we want to grow the community. But I'm not checking analytics or checking all the other things that are up there that I don't even know. Anyway, I'm not checking that stuff. I'm literally just checking the comments and then I'm getting off. And it feels beautiful to not be bound to something that was essentially just telling me that I don't matter. And so now I'm beginning to tell myself that. And when I say I see this show up in my daughter, she's 7. And I notice that she'll do something, which, I mean, those of us that are moms, we get this. Our kids do this all the time. They'll do something, they'll be like, Mom, look. And then we look and it's some ridiculous spin with half of whatever. And then we're like, yay, great job. And then so, but my daughter, she's now 7. So it's, I see her even in moments of like when she's creating something or when she's doing something, she'll like look at me, or she will come show it to me. And it's my job, even if I don't care for it or whatever, but it's simply my job to validate that her thoughts, her feelings, her creativity, her experience, her explorations, just anything that she's doing in her journey of self-discovery, to validate that it is authentic, that it is real, and that it is valid. And I realize that I do that by engaging with her when she wants to come show me something, or by telling her, instead of trying to fix a feeling, by telling her, you know what, it's okay that that kind of sucks. Like, yeah, he was not really nice, now was he? I would be angry about that too. I can see why that made you upset. And so it's not about me trying to teach her anything. It's about me just showing up and supporting her as she discovers herself. So I found that really cool. And so that's just something that we've been working on. We even had a conversation about her biological father, which I may put that in a Tea Time Tuesday. I don't really want to get into that here. But we even had a conversation about her biological father. And I was just able to sit with her in the uncomfortable emotion that kind of came up as we were discussing it more in depth than we did when I think the last time we discussed it, she was like 4. And so now she's like 7. She's starting to ask questions and things like that. So I was having, and we just had this discussion last night. Well, the second part 2 of the discussion last night. And I found that in that moment, my job is just to validate her experience as her experience. Because even though her father was at one time my partner, he's no longer my partner, but he will always be her father. So my job is for her, even though she doesn't know him, she's never met him. Well, I mean, in her memory, she's never met him, but they don't have a relationship. She doesn't know him. So, but my job is to just validate her experience as her experience, not try to make sure I'm not feeling bad. So then I try to make her not feel bad, or trying to soothe her out of it, or trying to like make her happy so she doesn't feel sad or anything like that. It's like, no, like probably the best thing I can do is just hold the umbrella while it's raining. I can't stop the rain, but I can hold the umbrella, and I can sit next to you and I can hold the umbrella, and give my 7-year-old more credit for being able to handle difficult emotions, just because it might be difficult for me to handle uncomfortable emotions. So I realized that what she really needed was just for me to sit with her, tell her it's okay to be sad, tell her it's okay to be angry. If she has any questions, she can ask me. I also had to take accountability for my role in why she only has a mom, and explain that to her in a way that she can understand. And it was a beautiful conversation. It was an emotional conversation, but it was beautiful, and it was really just sitting with her and validating that she's sad, or that she doesn't understand, or whatever it is that she comes up with. And so that is pretty much where we are right now. And like I said, I probably will get more into depth with that in a future Tea Time Tuesday video. In squirrel moment, this nail looks like a claw. And I don't understand why. And it looks like it's giving claw. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing. We're giving claw. And it's the only one like that. But it's giving talon. There we go. It's giving very much talon, because this one doesn't. But this one is giving talon. Sorry, squirrel moment. But anyway, I caught it in the camera, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, that looks like a talon. Looks like an eagle's like talon. But anyway, so with that being said, that's kind of where we are when it comes to that journey. So I think that's it for that. So now we can go ahead and get into this budget. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this budget. So I'm gonna leave this blank for a little bit. I have the budgeting stuff right next to me, but there's some numbers, some really important numbers that I wanted to go over really quick. So, back in 2024, the Holy Spirit gave me. I'm sorry, back in 2023 for 2024, the Holy Spirit gave me 4 things that He wanted me to focus on in 2024, and I'm beginning to understand and beyond. And I called it the 4 pillars. And the 4 pillars are humility, focus, discipline, and consistency. And so, and I'll probably put that up here somewhere, but those 4 pillars, I really felt the Holy Spirit truly telling me, like, focus on these 4 pillars. Go back to your principles and focus on these 4 pillars: your humility, your focus, your discipline, and your consistency. So all last year, I was doing things like reading books like Atomic Habits, Tiny Habits, things like that, practical ways to even exercising, eating differently, just tiny ways to figure out how to apply these 4 pillars to my life, right? And so, with the first pillar being humility, humility, in order to really get into the depth of it, is you have to. It starts with acknowledgement, right? Acknowledgement and awareness. The acknowledgement was, I have either a spending problem or an income problem. I used to think I had an income problem, but after looking at these numbers, even though my income is not where I would like it to be, the problem isn't necessarily my income. The problem is your girl got a spending problem. And so I had to humble myself, right? I had to humble myself. It was like, oh, we got a little bit of both. Because at first I was like, oh, you don't have a spending problem. You got an income problem. We need more income, more income, more income. Then I went and ran numbers from 2024 and realized, oh, wait a minute, ma'am, Miss Ma'am, you got a spending problem. So I'm gonna go over some numbers with you guys really quick. And I went through all of my bank statements from 2024. My main one is Capital One. Then I was using my Cash App card a little bit. And then I even had like a card through Credit Karma, which I used for my tax return to be direct deposited. And so I'm going to go through these numbers really quick so that y'all can get this. And I first, it started with me wondering how much money I spent on fast food because, and I'll go ahead and introduce it now. We are doing what's called a no low 2025 challenge. And I think this is something I'm going to implement pretty much every year. So I call it the no low challenge. If you know YOLO, okay, millennials, then we have the no low. So it means either no or low in one specific area. And so for me, that's fast food. So I don't know if I've explained this before, but I like the analogy of shoot for the moon. If you miss it, you'll land among the stars. That's how I set up my objectives. And that's how I set up my, if I'm trying to discipline like a new behavior or something like that, I set it up from that parameter. Shoot for the moon. If you miss it, you'll land among the stars, right? So the moon is no, the stars is low. So I'm going to have a no low fast food 2025. You guys put in the comments what your no low is going to be for this year. It could be shopping, it could be eating out, like restaurants, it could be whatever it is, right? Like what is going to be your no low 20 your no low challenge for 2025. Mine is fast food. And so I've only swiped my card once in January for fast food, and that was for my daughter. And it started out as what I did for my 21-day fast. I gave up fast food and fried foods, but I felt the Lord basically keep me going with the fast food. And so that is after that I came up with, because I like to gamify things, especially given my ADHD. I love to gamify things. So I came up with the no low challenge, and this is going to be for all of 2025. So this journey of combing through my bank statement started because I just wanted to know, like I'm a numbers girly, right? I wanted to know how much money I spent on fast food in 2024. You guys, now fast food is a thing that you can live without fast food. You do not, you can eat at home every single day. You can cook, you can live without fast food. Fast food is 100% not a necessity, like at all. Literally not at all, right? And so let's be honest about that. Let's all get on the same page. Fast food is not a necessity. It is not a need, okay? And I'm saying that more for me than I am you guys because I am like a fast food addict. But anyway, so last year I spent a whopping, I'm gonna put the number right here, $1,931.34. 70% of that was McDonald's. Like McDonald's got my money. McDonald's got my tire rods because I'm still saving money to get my tire rods fixed. And I'm like, there go your tire rods, girl. There go your new tires, girl. Like $1,931.34 is what your girl spent on fast food last year. Mind you, it's just me. I mean, I have a 6-year-old. Well, she was 6 at the time, but she's like half a person. She doesn't even get like adult meals. So it's like, no, it's just me. Pretty much just me. So that money could either be in a high yield savings account. That money could be have my car fixed, my tags done, my tolls paid, my start working on debt. Like 2,000. That's basically $2,000. You know what you could do for $2,000? So once I started discovering that, I was like, well, let's go look at some other stuff. So then I went and looked at what I spent on subscription-based services. So I did HelloFresh, whatever it was. If I had to sign up for it and pay for it through an app, okay, pay for it through an app, and it was a weekly or a monthly recurring payment, that's a subscription-based service, whatever that service was. And so I spent $1,468.01 on subscription-based service. Y'all, what? Y'all, no words. No words. Ain't enough Netflix, Disney Plus, ain't enough Paramount Plus, Hello Fresh, Go, Hello Stove, Hello what groceries. Like that's what we need to do. Like, oh my God, y'all, $1,468.01 was spent on subscription-based services. Now let's get to the good old Amazon. Okay, I know I'm not the only one that be priming it up. Okay, I know I'm not the only one. So y'all don't leave me out here hanging. Let me know if y'all be priming it up too. So my Amazon Prime on my Amazon, this includes my monthly Amazon Prime subscription, which mind y'all, because I was getting food stamps, so I paid $7 for the Amazon Prime food stamp. I mean, not food stamps, to Amazon Prime because I was getting food stamps, right? So I've been paying $7 for Amazon Prime for a long time. So that was $1,146.54. Amazon is not a necessity. It's not a need. So between Amazon, let's run these numbers real quick. So between just the fast food, $1,931.34 plus Amazon, $1,146.54. That's $3,000. $3,000 right there. Literally $3,000, which maybe for the Amazon stuff, because I do get like my vitamins, things like that. Maybe for my Amazon stuff, we could have did $500, maybe on like things I actually needed, like for the house or whatever. Most of this was just stuff I just was buying. $3,000, y'all. $3,077. And so now, I did go ahead and look into some other things which were more bill related, like Walmart. Between Walmart and Sam's Club, I spent because I get my groceries at Walmart and I get my bulk groceries, my bulk household items, and my gas at Sam's Club. So there, I spent $3,447.58 between Walmart and Sam's Club last year. Now, I do buy like household things at Walmart. I'm not really a Walmart shopper for like just for shopping that I'm more of an Amazon girly or like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And so for like just my random things, but Walmart, most of that is usually for the home. Just things I need to run my house and whatnot. So that one I wasn't too upset about. Car insurance, I spent $2,496.70. In 2024 on my lights, I spent $682.50 for the whole year. You guys, round of applause. I feel like that's a beautiful number. For my internet, I spent $1,041.77, which I want to get that lower because just no. On clothes, I spent $627.89, which for me, I have a growing, that's between me and my daughter. I have a growing child. I did lose a significant amount of weight last year, so I had to buy new clothes because none of my clothes fit. And so that I felt like was pretty good. In my rent, I spent about $13,600 on rent. And then miscellaneous is the other one that I spent. And these are just like random, they don't really fit into a category like purchases. I spent a whopping $5,748.20 on miscellaneous things. So, with that being said, and when I combed through all the different purchases, like you guys, I had these bank statements. I was looking line by line and I was looking at what I was buying, how much I was buying it for. Now, some of them were a little, I think like the highest purchase was when I got my real estate license and I had to pay for the class. And that was like the biggest purchase I like one time. That was like $300. But everything else was like, I nickled and dimed myself to death last year. Nickled and dimed myself to death. Pretty much everything else was like $100 or less. So I'm like, none of this was like major things that I needed to like buy or needed to do. And so I'm like, $5,748.20. So with that being said, let's go ahead and add this number, $5,748.20. That is a whopping $8,826.08. I'm gonna just let that sit there. And I thought I had an income problem. No, your girl got a spending problem. A spending problem. And so I'm like, so then I could clearly, once I was humble, right? Because remember, it's humility, focus, discipline, and consistency. Once I practiced humility and was like, okay, then I could clearly hear the Lord say, I have given you more than what you need, right? Your needs will always be met. Your needs are met. This is why you're not getting ahead. This is why you're not getting ahead. And until we get this, I wouldn't be a good father if I brought in more money. Because if I brought in more money with you doing things like this, all it's going to do is make this problem bigger. What if move that comma over? And what if it becomes 88,000 to $260.80, right? Just move the comma. And that's all that's going to happen. So this humbled me real quick that just between miscellaneous purchases, fast food, and subscription based, well, in Amazon, not even the subscription based services, y'all. Doesn't even include, I don't think. Did it? Correct me if it did. I don't think so. I think this was just the 1,931.34 plus Amazon 1146.54 plus 5748.20 equals. Yeah. And let's just on the miscellaneous purchases, let's subtract $2,000 because some of the miscellaneous purchases were actual like life things, right? Let's just subtract for the heck of it $2,000. That is my savings goal. That's well over my savings goal for this year. $6,826. That is getting rid of fast food completely, quitting Amazon, right? Because for me, now some people use Amazon and it really works for their family because they put stuff, like toilet tissue, stuff like that. I wasn't doing that. I was just buying stuff. So like, no. So this is fast food, Amazon, and then taking down our miscellaneous purchases $2,000. So that goes from $5,748.20 to $3,748.20. And we would have had $6,828.08 in freaking savings or going somewhere else. We would have had a fixed car. I wouldn't have a toll problem right now. So yes, needless to say, this humbled me. This humbled me. So I implemented some things that we're going to do. The number one thing that we're going to do is what we've already been doing for the month of January. And that is we are going to have a $100 a month TP fund. The TP fund is going to be for those random miscellaneous purchases. If I want to buy, beauty products, anything, whatever those miscellaneous purchases are, it's going to go into the $100 TP fund. And then we are going to continue to have the household. Where is it at? The household is going to remain at $100 a month because that's really, I don't need more than that for my household. So we are going to have some food challenges coming up. I've been doing some research and I saw some things that I want to do and we'll discuss it in next week's video. But we're going to be doing some challenges on how to bring this grocery bill down and how to optimize on nutrition, food, and like what we're eating and still prioritizing, our savings and our financial goals. And then as far as the car goes, like gas, I'm good on that. But getting my car fixed and making sure she stays fixed, we're going to prioritize doing that. So I am also, and we'll discuss this in next week's video, I'm also giving Nugget. She will have her own fund, but I'm also going to start giving her a weekly allowance for the purposes of her learning discipline as far as instant gratification compared to delayed gratification. She got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas and she's been playing the heck out of that thing, which I love seeing her do that. But as we all know, those games are not cheap. And so I want my daughter to learn how to have money, budget the money, and put the money aside for a future goal for her future self. That is the purpose of why I'm doing this. This is not some deep thing. It's literally just have the money in your hand. Because if I give that girl 50 cents, she going to the bubblegum machine. If I give that girl $2, she buying a bag of chips, right? So, but she's 7, right? Everything's all about instant now. So I want to teach her delayed gratification. So I'm going to give her a allowance. It's going to be $3 a week. The allowance is simply for the things that she already does. She's not working for this necessarily. This is just an allowance for her to have. Now, yes, she has to make sure she does her chores and her homework. But it's loosely based, right? So I'm giving her a $3 a week allowance and we will set a goal. And the goal right now, she wants to get a booster pack for her Mario Kart game. And then she wants to buy a new game. So I just repeated that twice and I don't know why. Because I was going to say she wanted to buy the Mario Brothers, like the Mario World game. And so the Mario World game is like $50 and the booster pack is $25. So essentially her goal is going to have to be to save up $75. And at $3 a week, let's just do the math. 75 divided by 3. We looking at 25 weeks for her to be able to save up this money, right? Now, that's not to say that I won't, maybe bless her or whatever, because that's literally like half the year, right? But she needs to learn that if you budget your money, and she's only 7, you guys, like, come on now. But she needs to learn that if you want to budget your money, she needs to learn, delayed gratification. And so that's really the purpose of me giving her an allowance, is for her to start learning those things. So now we can go ahead and get into writing out this week's budget. So let me go ahead and get my stuff, and I will be right back. All right, you guys. So we are back. So we are now going to go ahead and write out this week's budget. All right, first thing that we're going to look at is we need to, hold on, let me take this out really quick. All right. So this was the 16th through the 22nd. So the first thing that we need to do is we do need to go ahead and look at and see, did we stay in budget? And where's my book? Okay, it's right here. So that's where these little cards come in handy for me, because they let me know whether or not I stayed in budget. So for gas, we had $19 left. For food, we are negative $12, meaning we went over $12 in the food budget. For household, we went over $2 in the household budget. For TP fund, we went over $1 for the TP fund, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and write this in. So for food, we spent, what's 150 plus 12? So for food, we spent 162. I didn't think that was the right color pen. And now my brain is going to be like, I'll go ahead and zoom you guys in a bit. All right, so food, we spent 162. On gas, we spent $31. On household, we spent $27. And then on tolls, we still have $6 because we didn't really go anywhere. TP fund, we spent $51. So on TP fund, we spent $51. So our actual total is going to be 162 plus 31 plus 27 plus 52, 80 plus 10 plus 51 plus 35 plus 47. That's going to equal $415.80. So we technically, wait a minute, how did we end up in budget? Oh, because of gas. Because I was like, wait, we ended up $4 less. And so, okay. And so we actually made it to this paycheck with $97 left in the account. Now, I did some things because I was trying to, so I'm no longer using Acorns. And I'm no longer using Acorns because I'm really not trying to invest right now. I had to like dial myself all the way back, right? We're starting from the beginning. So although we are still on a house journey buying, we are still on a house buying journey, I decided I needed to start with my security fund. I can't even think about all the other things that need to be done until like I feel secure. If I lose my job, if I do anything, I have no nest egg right now. So we are really focusing on getting a security fund. That's what we're focusing on this year, is getting our security fund in place. And then probably beginning next year, we will start looking at putting money away for like what we're going to do to start buying a house. So this is part of the house buying journey, because I can't go into home ownership and I don't feel secure even right now. Like if I lose my job right now, I'm on my mom's couch in a week, right? So anyway, So with that being said, that's where most of our focus is going to be. We're using the 100 envelope savings challenge for that, and then the savings games that we have. But what was I was saying something. Um I lost my whole train of thought, y'all. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what the heck I was just saying. But anyway, we'll get back to this. So we relatively stayed, offsetting some things. We stayed in budget. So we came, I'm no longer using acorns. That's what I was talking about. So I'm no longer using acorns because I'm not trying to like invest at the moment. So I went on a hunt, but because I figured out what I did like about acorns was the fact that it rounded up my purchases and it took out $5 a week. So that when I signed up for acorns December 28th. Between December 28th and basically January 29th, whatever, January like 22nd. Oh, sorry, you guys. I saved $70 just from rounding up and putting away $5 a week. Like that was an extra $70 that ended up just there. So I wanted to find something that would allow me to do that, but just save the money. I don't want to invest it. So unfortunately, my bank doesn't do it, doesn't do the roundup, but they do no, they didn't do it. So I found an app called Capital, and I'm not going to talk about it just yet because I'm going to see how it works and if I like it, how it utilizes and what it does. And then if I like it, I will go more in depth about it. If I don't, we'll try something else. So right now I'm on the hunt to find a way to do what Acorns was doing, but not investing it. So, and then Acorns, there was no way for them to keep pulling the money and without investing it. So it was a whole process getting the money back. I'm still waiting for them to deposit the money back in my account. Once it gets deposited back in my account, it's going back into savings, and then it's going to go into the account of whichever app I use or whatever it is that I'm using to do what Acorns was doing. That's rounding up my purchases and taking out $5 a week. Capital is looking really promising, but I just downloaded it and I haven't even done like the first like withdrawal yet. So I don't know yet before I recommend it to you guys, but that is what I'm doing right now. So with that being said, did we stay in budget? Did I pay all of my bills on time? Yes, I did. And did I stay on budget miraculously? Yes, I did. And what money did we have left over? We did have $97 left over in our account at the end of when I got paid again. There was it was like $96.40 was left over in my account. You guys, that is a big deal for me. I used to have like no money left over, or I would have like $2 left over if I did. So the fact that that $100 that in my last video, I was like, I don't know where this $100, why this $100 is here. It's still here. So that is what we have left over. Where can it go? Debt, sinking fund, savings, or other. I've decided that I'm just going to roll this over, and we are going to we're going to do our pay down these tolls, and then we're going to go towards our savings fund. So I'm just leaving this in my checking account and I'm rolling it over. I did end up because I went out on bereavement and just had some other things. My check was a little bit lower than it normally is, so this kind of made up for the fact that my check was lower than what it normally is. So we're gonna go ahead and do our budget for this week coming up, and this is going to be for the week of the 30th through the 5th. It's going to be for the week of the 30th through the 5th for me. Okay. And our income is going to be the $96. Oh, just, ugh. This is why we have whiteout. Because y'all, we're going to just put rollover. So for income, we have rollover. And that is the $96.50. And then we have work. And that was actually let me see how much I made. Okay, you guys. So it was $1,114.04, which is a little low for me. It's about $150 less than what I normally make. But that was what this check was, $1,114.04. So I have a total of $1,210.54. So let's go ahead and look at what bills that we have due this week. And the way I like to go ahead and see that, these are subscriptions. Where's my monthly overview? Because that's where I have all of my bills listed. Okay, never mind. We'll just look on the... I was trying to be a little more, not having to turn my head because it messes with the audio, but whatever. We'll just turn our head. So we have... Oh, let me figure out something really quick. Okay, so our giving is going to be $48. And I put that down here by variable. Because I said we're going to try to start doing this first before we do anything else. $48.42. Okay, so that's going to be for our giving. Now we're going to go ahead and do rent because I split my rent. So that's going to be $5.75. Let me just make sure I got that right. Yes, that's going to be $5.75. It's going to be rent. Then we're going to have lights. That is going to be $32.50. And then we are going to have car insurance. And that is going to be $211.09. And then we're going to have phone. That is going to be $50. Prime. I will keep my Prime subscription just because even though I have not figured out yet what we're going to do about bringing Amazon down. I have figured out what I'm going to do about food. But I'm thinking about limiting myself to like a budget for Amazon, like a monthly budget. It's going to go into my TP fund, like the money that's coming out of my TP fund. That'll be whatever it is that I can pay for Amazon, but I think I'm going to limit myself to maybe 1 or 2 purchases, or it's going to exclusively be for a reward is when I can go and order off Amazon. So, but I will keep my Prime just because it's literally $7. So, and then, I think that's it. That's going to be coming out before my next paycheck because I get paid again when? Oh, y'all, I totally did this wrong. Okay, hold on. That is not through the 5th. It is definitely through the 12th. I did this for 1 week and it's 2 weeks. That is definitely through the 12th because it's supposed to be for 2 weeks. Okay. And then I have my Google storage. And this is for all my pictures that I've had for like the last 10 years. So that is very important to me. And that is $1.99. And then I'll just go ahead and throw my iCloud up here as well. It's due on the 12th, and that's $2.99. And then I think that's it. So let's go ahead and add this up. So we are going to have $5.75 plus $32.50 plus $211.09 plus $50 plus $7.04 plus $1.99 plus $2.99 equals $880.61. I'm just going to add that one more time just to make sure I got this right, because sometimes I can do things wrong. Okay. I just want to make sure my screen was right. $5.75 plus $32.50 plus $211.09 plus $50 plus $7.04 plus 1. Wait, what? Okay, so yeah, 880.61. Alrighty, so we have giving. We have our normal variables. We have gas. We have food. And then we have the toll troll. I think that's right. All right, we have giving, gas, food, and then toll troll. Car, food. Oh, household. Okay. And TP fund. All right, so if we have, let's see how much we have left over. 1210.54 minus 880.61 equals 329.93 minus 48.42. All right, so we have 281.51 to work with on this paycheck. And so for gas, we will actually lower that this one, and we are just going to put $20 for gas. For food, we're going to do our normal 150. For the toll troll, I have no idea. For household, we're going to do 25. And then let's see where we're at right now. Minus 20 minus 150 minus 25 equals. All right, so we have $86.51 to figure out where we want it to go. So for TP fund, we might have to relax on the TP fund on this paycheck just because this paycheck is a little top heavy. So we will probably end up putting just like $20 in the TP fund. It's going to be minus 20. So we're at $66.51. So we are going to knock out one of our toll trolls. So let's look and see which one we want to knock out. All right, so we have 2232, 2504, and then 2484. So I like to go with the highest. So we will knock out this one. So for the toll troll, we're going to give 25. I'm just going to round that up to 26. Minus 26 equals. All right, so we are left with $40.51 left over. I'm just going to write that here. All right, so let's just add all these up together. $289.42. Oh, I need to wash clothes. And that's going to be about 20 bucks. That's what I'm budgeting for that is $20 to wash clothes. So let's add this up one more time. 148. Hold on. Why do I feel like I went over? Did I go over somewhere? Hold on. Before I write this in. 309.42. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. So we'll write 309. Oh, you guys can't see that. I'm sorry. Let me move this cup so I can put this. 309.42. And so what we have left over is $40.51, I do believe. So that'll be what? Y'all, I like to write stuff down. 1190. Okay, so we have the minus whoa, hold on. I did this so wrong. Okay, so 880.61 plus 309.42 equals. All right, now we have 11190. Okay, so we are going to do 1210.54 minus 1190 equals. All right, so we have $20.54 left over minus $20.50 left over. So we have $20.50 left over. Alrighty. And so since we are going to knock this out for the toll troll, let's go ahead and put a sticker there. If I can find them. Oh, there we go. Okay. Y'all, I'm so sick of this toll troll. All right. We knocked that out. And then we are going to go ahead with this $20.50. We are going to go ahead and put that in our... Actually, no. We're going to leave that there. We're going to leave this here. So there would be no money going into our 100 envelope today. Actually, no, because I didn't want that. I want to always be able to put something. So let's put $2. Let's put $2 in our 100 envelope savings. This is why I like to save the smaller numbers. Okay, so we're going to minus $2 equal. All right, so we're going to put... And the reason why I'm leaving this here is because I'm doing the roundup challenge. Like I said, I'm doing that new app Capital, and it rounds up and it takes $5 a week. So it's, if we minus 5 equals, so I have $8.54. And then this is going to be like, when I go to make any of these purchases, it's going to round it up to the nearest dollar. So I want to be able to leave a little bit of a buffer in there so that when it rounds it up, I'm not at just zero. So for savings, we're going to put $2 in there for the 100 envelope. This is just to keep me consistent and in the habit of doing it. Woo. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to zoom you out. I totally messed that up. So we are going to put $2 in our 100 envelope. We're going to get our monies out. Y'all, it hurts my heart every time I got to fold this. Oh, this hurts. Oh, that hurts. Because I like crisp money. All right, we're going to put this $2 in here. And then we are going to color. We're going to color that in because my goal is every week I want to put something in here in the 100 envelope. And I'm wanting to save the smaller numbers for weeks like this where things are a little tighter. And then the bigger numbers for usually my second paycheck where I have more room. So that's going to be the smaller one that we did. And like I said, this is just to keep me in the habit of putting money in it every week. And it's fun. And sometimes when I get to the bigger numbers, I might just consolidate some of these smaller numbers that I've been doing and like put that in the bigger one. And so that bigger one is still getting filled, but I may be just doing it using the smaller numbers and then just consolidating it and putting it in the bigger sections. You can do this however you want and whatever feels good to you. But because for me, try to just put aside $91 all at one time. I don't know. Right now, that feels a little overwhelming. But if I go in here and I realize, oh, I got 25 plus 14, I can put that together and 25 plus 14, I could put that together, put that in a $39 envelope, and then I just, because it's easier for me to put aside $25 or $14 versus me sitting up here like, all right, I'm about to put $89 aside. Like, whoa. I'll get there one day, but right now in my head, that's a little whoa. So anyway, I think we are done with our budget for the week. So we are good. Every dollar has a job, and I do the zero-based budgeting. So for me, every single one of my dollars has a job, it has a calling, it has a purpose. Because if I don't give it somewhere to go, I'm gonna wonder where it went. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining us today. And I want you guys to go ahead and comment. And in the comments, let me know what your NOLO challenge is for this year. I really want to hear it. We did not have a comment of the week this week. I'm going to put that in my next week's video, the comment of the week. But I do want, because I kind of want to do like a little bit of there's someone I want to pay like homage to, because she's really who got me into this, and so I just wanted to have a little bit more time to give her due flowers. And so but we're gonna do that next week. We're gonna put the subscriber or the comment of the week in there for next week. I know I've held you guys up. These videos are longer than I expect them to be, but I guess I just be having a lot to talk to you guys about. And so with that being said, I think we are good to go, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.